Hello, everybody, and I'm hoping everyone's having a fantastic Wednesday evening. Tonight, I'm here to give you guys my first impressions on V Rising. So, V Rising is basically Vampire's Valheim. If you play Valheim, then think of this, but on a more gothic vampire level, right? Basically, you're a vampire. You go to you're a vampire, you're resurrected, and it's up to you to hunt, survive, build up your kingdom, and basically conquer the world. But more like conquering the world with your friends, because this is a multiplayer game. I will say, for an early access title, there's a lot of systems and components in this game that does very well, but there's also a lot of system components in this game that does very poorly. Like, for example, I'm just gonna show you once the game loads up, and that's a problem right there, is the loading system. So let me show you for one example. In the game, there's a day and night cycle, and if you know your vampire mythology, vampires hate the sunlight. You can use these mist braziers to more or less protect your spots, or rather, oh, look at that. It's so basically, if there's sunlight here, you can activate this, and the mist brazier will cover that in shadow, meaning that it'll protect you. And as you can see right now, it is darkness right now, so we really don't need them. Let me turn these off real quick. This off real quick. Okay, there we go. So as you can see here, let me just scoot my avatar over. That's not what I wanted. Let me scoot my avatar over. Let me shrink him for just a sec. Okay, there you go. And let me turn off the border here. Okay, so then you have your hotkeys here. Your B key is your building mode. This is the buildings here. These can only be accessed by completing the journal missions and fighting the bosses. And yes, it like I said, Vampire's Valheim, right? V-Blood is basically the bosses. Already I killed the Alpha Wolf, Kelly, Rufus, Emerald, Lydia, and Gore, Swine, and Grayson. And right now, since I'm nearing level 30, I could take out Putrid the Rat, Clive the Firestarter, and Porora Faywalker. But here's the key thing, though. It says, you know how it says like level 34, level 30, level 30, so on and so forth, right? Well, it's all gear tied, meaning that this number here needs to be level 34, otherwise I can't do jack shit to them. And it's just gonna be one long arduous battle. Oh, and be prepared to build a lot of chests, because you see here where it says, like, it's full here, boom, boom, right? 2 layers, and I know all my chests are messed up. Don't at me. Sorry. This is the bigger chest. They just added one more row. So if you're gonna do big containers, I would definitely figure out the best way to proceed with storage containers. Over here, you have the Devourer, which is basically your recycler. If you want to destroy stuff, like say your sword, for example, you can, and then while savaging, you can gain items from it. You can repair your items. It costs material. The Castle Heart is the Castle Heart is really aimed towards the PvP part of this game. But for now, well, not for now. I don't have PvP active. You can have servants to protect your castle and have them go on hunts. They have special abilities, the expertise, increase the amount of loot secured from successful hunts in the Farbane Forest by 20%. So basically, wherever you are, if you're hunting the Farbane, if you're in the Farbane Woods, this person has a better chance. And since they're tracking expertise, reduces the difficulty by 100% when hunting by 100 when hunting areas inhabited by creatures and demons. So I'm assuming this poacher is going to have an easier time because he knows his way around. You can sleep in the coffin. This is your blood altar, which is your glorified storyboard story like list of like targets you have to do. There's so many targets. Be aware a lot of these targets are roaming around the map, and this is the map, by the way. Like I encountered Tristan Van Helsing. He literally looks like Van Helsing somewhere over here. And like I don't even know where his original origin point is. He could be here, he could be there, he could literally came from all the way right here, this little pixelated spot right here, and made all the way down from the Dueling Farmlands to the Farbane Woods. You have your mirror here, which is basically you can customize your character at any given time, which is GG Pog. You have your research desk. You have your blood press, which again you can harvest resources from it. Now let's talk about the harvest resourcing part. The resources in this game is completely brutal, and you could really run out of resources so quickly. Like it takes 12 stone to make 1 brick. 12 stone to make 1 brick, and this can go from 352 to 0 in a heartbeat, which is insane. Now, you can have in confined castle room, you can have a matching floor, which is reducing the cost, which reduces the rate. But here's the problem with that though. It doesn't go any faster. So if you really need items in a hurry, there's nothing you can do, unfortunately. There's nothing you can do. You have to literally be patient. Just like the servant system here, you have to literally wait 49 minutes, and I'm assuming this is in real time because I left this alone. I left this alone after I was done streaming it on Twitch. I'll post the stream in the comment section below. My brain farted, excuse me. But essentially, yeah, it's in real time. Like, why? Why is that? It's, you know, it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, we go out here, so, and then of course you have your weapons here. Each weapon, has a different set of stats. So I'm currently using copper weapons. Copper weapons make it easier to knock down trees and stuff, like this tree here, or this rock here with a mace. It's preferred that you use the right weapons for this. So like, if you use like a spear on a rock, it takes longer. But if you use a mace on a rock, it goes by very quickly. It goes by very quickly. And yeah, you can place any amount of castles you want in the world. The max is 5. And as I said, or what I was going to say right now, I'm going to repeat this over and over again. You definitely want to create a lot of custom server settings, custom servers, just so you can mess with the game, because there is no in-game server setting edit thing. So basically, if you're like, oh, this is so slow, I want to redo it again, but you can't. You have to start over again from scratch. And I think that's what's going to hurt the game, is the fact that you can't do it in game. You have to start over again from scratch. Imagine you play this game for literally 12, 16 hours, and you want to start over again, or rather you want to make things easier now, or harder, but you can't. So you're basically out of luck. You're basically out of luck. Going to the bosses, right? So let's talk more about the bosses, right? So for each boss you defeat, you get a special power, you get structures, you get recipes, and as you go further up the chain, you, depending upon who you beat, you may get 2 powers, 2 structures, 2 recipes. The recipes are definitely useful, especially if you're trying to get more resources. And believe me, even on standard PvE, you're gonna need it. You're gonna effing need it to have like an easier PvE server setting. Because I'm using standard, and the fact that I got this within 8 hours, is nuts. It's absolutely freaking nuts. I still am amazed with myself. Now, I will let you know right now that if you were thinking, oh, can I have like a Castlevania castle? Can I be a freaking Alucard and own this castle and shit? No, you can't. You can't do that. See, this basically works on environments like right here. If you could see it just real quick. Yeah, see, you need to connect the castle heart, or rather the border territories, from this spot here to there, and then you can build your stairs there, and then that will be your second floor. That is literally how it's literally cosmetic. It doesn't give you a second floor, which is stupid. It is so stupid. At the end of the day, this game is definitely Valheim with vampires, but on a much more harder level. In terms of like research and construction and stuff like that. Because here's the thing, right? In Valheim, for any enemies you kill, for any resource you harvest, you get an unlock. For if you want upgrades, you have to build the item to get the upgrade workbench level 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. But here it's like, oh, you have to beat Pelora to get the vampire waygate, which by the way, there's not a whole lot of waygates in this game. So basically, if you spawn, if your castle is here, for example, you check all the way up here like I have, and died, say, in the army outpost, you're shit out of luck, because the only way you can get from here to here is by huffing and puffing it, or by going to this waygate here to go over here to go over here. And also, you cannot go through the portal, the waygates, with items in tow. So basically, all this has to be empty, which means you need to build more chests. You can recycle them, I think. Let's just first just go. See, you can't. Yeah. Oh wow, you can't even do that. See, so you're literally shit out of luck when you're harvesting resources. That's why. On the air side caution, I would say figure out what kind of castle you want, how big you want your base to be, and then after that, literally leave all the resources alone. Once you complete this, the journal entries and stuff, then you can literally go about your merry way. And in my opinion, don't touch any more resources. To be 110% honest. It's really gutting too, because it's like, oh, can you imagine the sick castle designs and stuff, the potential photo mode and all that? But no, unfortunately you can't. And I think you can use console commands. I don't even know what the console command does in this. I don't know what Steam Rich is, or you can have friends join through Steam. You can have a streamer mode, global chat, your typical graphics and settings here, your sounds and stuff. You can literally skip the intro cinematic, which is interesting. And yeah, it's again Valheim with vampires, but the construction is a bit of a pain in the ass. Okay, so it's almost daytime. So here's and this game is still being worked on. It's still early access for $20 on Steam. So I'm going to show you some little hiccups I hiccuped along the way while I was playing this game. Because again, this can be a very fun game, but unfortunately, there are some oddities that I found. I don't know how many y'all found. But, like, okay, so for example, standing here in the sunlight, about to get burned. Okay, so I turn on the brazier, let it burn, and you see the shadow. And that's how you do it. I really recommend using the braziers if you're gonna do something like what I have and whatnot. Alright, so let me see here. Let me show you something. So, for example, you could literally be standing here, right? And it's safe, right? It's safe, right? But, yeah, see? So you have to literally follow the shadow. And yeah, I'm dead serious. Like, that little patch, that little patch right there, as it's moving, can literally, like, see? Burning, no burning. Burning, no burning. What about that fern over there? You can still get burned somehow, but yet, like, these little shade spots, for whatever reason, still counts. And it's odd that it does count like that. And also, be prepared to really grind for the resources. That's why I love how, like, the bandit camps, the logging camp, the infested graveyard all tells you the important loot stuff. these drops are a little odd. Sometimes you may get it, sometimes you may not. Like, in order to get the servant coffin, you need to get unfiltered hearts. Well, let me see. Yeah, from Greater Blood Essence, using the blood machine type thing, the blood press. And in order to do the unfilled hearts, you have to find specific bosses that drop these items, and for you to go and pick it up. I had to kill Kelly several times just to get this item. Just to even get the servant's coffin done. And yeah, that's literally. Oh yeah, let me show you one more oddity. Let me show you what I was saying earlier, about things not working. So as you're sleeping, you'll probably want to know. You probably are noticing, where's the timer? Where's your health bar? Where is the notifications of anything? That's because there's nothing here. There's literally nothing here. Nothing. It's just my mouse, and my mouse pointing to whatever. Boom. Blood altar. Boom. Server coffin. Boom. But there's no sense of, oh, your health is fully recharged. You don't know what time it is. So as I'm speaking, maybe it's almost at the halfway point in the daytime. Maybe it's like 12 or between 12 and 1 in the afternoon, probably. So if I wake up, it's probably going to be 12 or 1 in the afternoon. Probably. It's gonna let it load, let it load, let it load. Ah, hey, I was right. Well, I was off by 1 hour. But you know what I mean, though, is like, why can't this and your health bar being that is beyond fucking me. It's it's so odd. And yeah, of course, you have your socials, you have your options menu here, you have your clan, which you can do. You can create your own clan with a private chat channel, friendly fire off, build together, which is, you know, cool. Your tab section here where you have your basic crafting, you have the perks and stuff like that, blah blah blah. Your ability section, and oh yeah, and here's another issue with the game too, is you can only have 4 at a time, which means, yeah, you can literally have 4 at a time. You can have emotes here, and apparently you have to slay great beasts in order to unlock more and more of these abilities, which is kind of nuts. Like, I get it, nothing's earned, nothing's given for free, everything's earned, but I'm still kind of like, why is this only 3? Why can't it be like, let me see, RC, so like, why can't it be ZXCBB, like, hold on, let me see. Yeah, see, only V is, yeah, see, you can fit like 2 more buttons on there. And oh yeah, your form of transportation, I'm assuming you can use a horse in this game, because in the outpost armory it does list horse, so maybe you can use a horse. But the only way to really get across the landscape is by going to wolf form. And then of course you have exposed vein and bloodman, which is your healing, and then your dominating presence, which you can force unwilling bandits to come work for you. I don't know if these works on the bosses or not, but if it does, then, well, that's freaking awesome. But yeah, so let me show you one more thing, y'all, before I call this video. Oh yeah, it is an unstuck feature. So as it's leaving game, Okay, so when you play the game, or when you continue, you're like, oh, I want to edit stuff in the standard rule set, right? Well, you can't. This is it. This is literally it. You can't do anything else. You have to constantly start over again, which is absolutely absurd. And don't pay attention to this. Don't pay attention to this. Pay attention to this, because this is where the game settings are. I don't know why this and this are 2 separate things. In my opinion, it should be one thing with, like, rule set settings below this one. And then of course you can have a password, you can have max concurrent players, which is 60, I'm assuming. And yeah, you can play PvP, you can play PvE, stuff like that. The max play is just 10, you know, something like that in the world. And yeah. And also you can host you can host or rent a dedicated server, which is awesome. And then of course you can join online play, PvE, PvP, full loot PvP, and duo PvP. I find it laughable that's like, oh, 3-player PvP. Oh, you think you don't want to do that? Well, here, have a duo PvP. And oh, if you want to do full loot PvP, boom. It's, yeah. And of course you can find the servers here, and there's so many servers. You can find the settings and stuff like that, and blah blah blah. But yeah, there you go. There you go. Whoop, there you go. That was basically my thoughts on the Rising. It's basically a vampires. If Valheim went to Transylvania, basically. and before anyone says like, wait, is this made by the same developers then? No, it's made by Stunlock Studios. If you love Valheim, you're gonna love this game, despite some of its rigidness in its settings and stuff like that. And I'm glad that, you know, developers are releasing hot fixes and stuff like that. Definitely keep giving them all the feedback in the world, etc, etc. And yeah, good stuff. Thank you all for watching. If you liked this video, or if you think I left anything out, please comment below. Hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel, and I will see you all next time. Have a good evening. Bye bye.